Hey guys, this is the test review, which is very important to help you do well on your test that we're going to take. All of this needs to be done next Monday. I don't know how much time I'll have to finish it up here today, but I'll go probably about halfway through. And then you'll have to get back on and we'll do the rest of it later this week, or maybe even later today if you want. Okay, so the first problem on the test review is going to ask you about the surface area of a pyramid. Now, you got to be careful because surface area is different than volume, and that was the last thing we worked on, and it's been a long time. So surface area, our unit is going to be feet squared. So you're going to make sure that you do feet squared. And then what we do is we're going to find the area of all the pieces, and then you're going to add it together. Okay? So let's do this bottom here. Okay, that is called the base. This is a triangular, it's not a triangular at all. It's a square pyramid. So we're going to find the area of the base first, which is the square, and that's just base times height. So that's going to be 9. There's just one square, but then there are 4 triangles, and all 4 of these triangles are the same because it's a square on the bottom, and the base is 3, and the height is 5. That's base times height divided by 2. So that's 3 times 5 divided by 2, which is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. But there are 4 triangles. There are 4 triangles and there's one square. So we're going to take 9 plus 4 times the 7.5. And that gives us 39 feet squared. Okay, the other way you could do that is you could label the pieces here if you would have liked to have done that better. Get my eraser here. So the bottom was 9. We figured that out. And then we got 7.5 for each of these little pieces. And then we added them up to get the 39. Okay, so this one was base times height divided by 2, and that one was just base times height. We added them all up. Okay, question 2 is a vocab question. They want to see if we remember all these words. Okay, so faces are the sides. Edges are the corner segments And then you have vertices, which are the tippy corner points, the corner points. So they want to know, how many faces does it have? Well, how many sides does a box have? It has the top and the bottom, the left and the right, and the front and the back. There are 6. How many edges? That's trickier. Edges are all the corner segments. So you kind of have to trace it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 on top, and there's 4 on bottom. And then there's 4 connecting. So that's 4, 8, and that's 12. How many little corner points are there? 1, 2, there's 4 on the top, and there's 4 on the bottom. So that gives you 8 little corner pieces there. Question 3 is another surface area question, but this time they didn't unfold it like they did before. And this time it's also a rectangular pyramid, which is a little different than a square pyramid. A rectangular pyramid has a rectangle on the bottom, but because it's a rectangle on the bottom, the 2 triangles are different. Remember, you have a fat triangle, and then you have a skinnier triangle. So we have one of these, and we have 2 fat triangles, and we have 2 skinnier triangles. So we're going to have to find the area, because it says area, of all these pieces and add it together. And it's going to be meters squared because it's area. So let's do the bottom first. That's 6 and 2, which is base times height, which is 6 times 2, and that guy is 12. The fat triangle has a base of 6, and the height on the fat triangle, if you can see, is 8.8. So that's base times height divided by 2. That's 6 times 8.8 divide by 2. So that's 26.4 for the fat guy. But there's 2 of them, so don't forget that. Then the skinny guy, the base is 2, and the height on the skinny guy is 9. So that's 2 times 9 divided by 2, which is 18 divided by 2, which is 9. But there's 2 of those as well. So I'm going to take 12 plus 2 times the 26.4 plus 2 times the 9. So type that in your calculator, 12 plus 2 times 26.4 plus 2 times 9, and I'm getting 82.8 meters squared. You also could have just taken 12 plus 26.4 plus 26.4 plus 9 plus 9. You could have done it that way as well if you want to just do addition instead of the multiplication. Let's look at question 4 here. What statement is true about this? Well, what would it make if we folded it up? If we fold it up, it's not going to be a pyramid because pyramids have a whole bunch of triangles. This has some rectangles. So it's going to make a prism instead of a pyramid. So it's not going to be a pyramid. It cannot be folded into a pyramid because one of the faces is a rectangle. Well, you could have a rectangular pyramid, so I don't think that's it either. But it's because the one that are not bases are not triangles. That's the rule. What is this guy going to be? If you folded it up, it's going to be a shape that kind of looks like this. And that is a prism. This is a triangular prism. And the 2 bases would be the triangles. Okay, here's another surface area question. So surface area, remember, we're going to use feet squared, and we have to find the area of all the pieces and add it together. So I have 2, this is a triangular prism, so the bases are triangles. So I'm going to have 2 triangles. And the base is 6, and the height is 4. Can you see that? 6 and 4. That's base times height divided by 2. That's 6 times 4 divided by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. But there's 2 of them. Don't forget that. So it's going to be 12 plus 12. I'll just go ahead and write it down. Then you have 3 rectangles. They may not all be the same. So let's do the one on the left. The one on the left has a base of 9, but how tall is this guy here? How tall is this rectangle on the left? Well, it's going to be 5. That's base times height. 9 times 5 is 45. So that's the one on the left. What do you think about the one on the right? Is it going to be the same? It is. It's still going to have a height of 5, and it's still going to be the length of 9 there. So the right is actually going to be 45 as well. The bottom will be different. The bottom, if you can tell, the bottom is a 6 by 9, and 6 times 9 is 54. So we have 4, actually not 4, we have 5 sides that. We have 12 and 12, 45 and 45, and 54. So get your calculator, 12 plus 12 plus 45 plus 45 plus 54. That gives me 168 feet squared because we're still talking about area. Okay, I think I'm going to take a break here because all the rest looks like it's going to be volume. And we'll talk about the rest tomorrow. So let's stop there. And that gets you through question 5, right? 1 through 5.